This shot only took 2 lights. No expensive modifiers, no expensive lighting setups. Just 2 lights placed with intention, and this is how we created it. So whenever I light up for a portrait, I'm not trying to just light everything. I'm trying to create depth. I'm trying to create shape in the model. Something that piques your interest rather than it just being a flash, bright as anything, totally uninteresting. That's because shape is what gives portraits depth. So let's break down this setup and I'll show you exactly how to create portraits like these. So my key light is placed up above the model, slightly on an angle. It's at that 45-degree angle to give that Rembrandt lighting. This gives you one side of the face that's lit up and the other one naturally falls to the shadows. And I love this setup because it gives depth to the body, it gives depth to the face, and it makes the model pop. And it keeps enough of the shadows to make the portrait not feel flat. I'm not trying to totally eliminate the darkness, but it's going to be a little bit lighter than my usual setup. The second light is behind the model. Now this is my rim light. Again, I'm using a large umbrella, and its job isn't to become the main light, it's to amplify that rim light from the hair along the model's body. And this separates the model from the background and creates another layer to the image. It gives it a little bit more depth without it becoming uninteresting. So the goal with this one is to notice the subject and not the massive light that's coming across the other side of the body. So the key light is at around 7.5 or 1/8 on the power. And the key to this is to have the rim light measured at 1 stop below. And these will meter to the camera at 1/160th f8. ISO 100. Now the reason this setup works isn't because it uses 2 lights, it's because each light has a very specific job. The key light creates the shape, the rim light creates the separation. Neither one is competing with one another and working together, and that's something I think photographers often overlook. Adding another light doesn't automatically improve an image. Every light needs to have a purpose, and you need to think about where you're actually placing them before you start shooting. Now if we bring all of this together, we end up with images like these. Subtle light placements actually make the portraits. It becomes a sort of flattering, soft, separated image. So that's how I created these images using just 2 lights. One simple setup, nothing complicated. I always end up coming back to this or a single light setup because simplicity isn't necessarily boring. They're not complicated and they're easy to adjust. And it creates an image that people can actually feel something from. So if you enjoyed this video, drop me a like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials. And I'll see you guys in the next one.